Crimson Mask, Crimson Mask, Crimson Mask.
What's up, Mask Gang? We back. I know we've been gone for a minute, and I can't make no guarantees that we're not going to take breaks here and there, but the reason we do it is so we can improve the product, improve the channel. We brought in Ty, the young lion Fulton. You know, he's been putting it down with the Crimson Mask podcast, so he's going to definitely help out with some of the gaps we have in dropping videos, and we're going to get to where we're consistently dropping videos again. But right now, we just rolling with the punches. We rolling with the punches because that's all we can do, really. Before I drop the intro, I do want to say rest in peace to the legend and Hall of Famer, the Iron Sheik. Condolences to his friends, family, and all of his fans across the globe. I have to do that. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and we're going to drop the intro. Let's go. All right, y'all. We back at it again for another episode of Fire Mid Trash. Okay, so somebody pointed something out to me recently. They said Crimson Mask is supposed to be pro wrestling with an attitude. And I feel like we haven't really had too much attitude lately. So it's time for us to be true to ourselves. That's one of the reasons we brought in the young lion, Ty Fulton, and so he can balance things out because me and Petey Stump finna get grimy. So here we go. This is the new format. So without further ado, let's get it popping for this new format of Fire Made Trash, where we break things down one by one. Let's go. So we're going to start off with the fire segments of AEW Dynamite from June 7th, 2023. The first thing I want to talk about is the match between Swerve Strickland and Orange Cassidy. It's fire that they have this chemistry. That's what's fire here. The match, I feel like I've seen it 1,000 times at this point. Seeing Swerve Strickland and Orange Cassidy go at it isn't something new, but it's just the fact that every time it seems like they're in a ring with each other, they have excellent chemistry. Just some of the spots of the match, you can't do those spots unless you trust the person you're in the ring with, because I mean they took some chances. I think I seen a part of the match where Orange Cassidy jumped off the top rope and hit Swerve with a DDT on the apron. That takes precise timing. That takes chemistry. And those two definitely have that. I mean, they're going to put on a good match every time. And that's kind of why I changed the format to Fire Mid Trash, because they can have a match every week and it'll be fire every time. So we're going to go more deep into what actually made it fire versus it just being fire. Moving on, we had Chaos versus, and if you don't know, Chaos is Trent Beretta, Chuck Taylor, Rocky Romero. Chaos versus the Blackpool Combat Club. You know what? I'll be completely honest. I like Chaos because Okada's in it, obviously, but I like Chaos, but historically, I'm not a big fan of the Best Friends. I'm just not. I like Trent Beretta, but I'm just not a big fan of the Best Friends. But this match was a banger, man. Like, I loved this match. AEW, usually they don't miss on their matches. I have a world of other criticisms about AEW. The matches itself aren't one of them. AEW is good at putting on matches. I mean, the sky is blue. This is another one. It was just a great match between two teams with different styles. I like the way that the match started off and Chaos just boom, just went straight at the Blackpool Combat Club. Like almost they didn't know what hit them. Like I really wish they would have just beat the shit some more out of Wheeler Yuta. I think that would have been good storytelling. Just beating the shit out of Wheeler Yuta because at one point he basically was a part of the Best Friends and he turned on him so he could join the Blackpool Combat Club. I don't know why they went away from that because that would have been great. Like the entire match should have been Chaos, or better yet, Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor just constantly trying to get to Wheeler Yuta and beat the shit out of him. That's what they really should have did, and that should have eventually had caused them the match. It's them being too focused on getting revenge on Wheeler Yuta. I know it was a long time ago, but it's been a minute since we seen the Best Friends and the Blackpool Combat Club touch gloves. So that's definitely something that I think they should have went with. But nonetheless, it was a hell of a match, and it's fire. It's fire. Next, and I'm gonna have to dig my heels in a little bit here. I want to talk about MJF. So when MJF first came out last night to do his usual thing, cut his promo, I almost put this as mid. Let me tell you why before you guys come at me. I almost put this as mid. And the reason why is because it's getting to the point where MJF's stick is stale. He comes out, he kind of says the same thing week to week, getting cheap heat, throwing insults. It's nothing new I heard from MJF. But here's the thing about MJF. When MJF has a target, and I'm talking about something he could really sink his teeth into, man, those mic skills, they go up a whole nother level. They're already on like level 100, but now we talking about like some above 100 shit right here. Adam Cole came out, and I love Adam Cole, but some of the points that MJF made were true. I mean, Adam Cole does kind of look like a shell of him former self from Ring of Honor, from NXT. And I mean, NXT wasn't that long ago. And I'm not talking about Adam Cole like post-injury Adam Cole. I'm talking about even before Adam Cole got injured in AEW, he didn't seem like he was on the same level that he was on in NXT. As is a lot of the guys that came from NXT, WWE. They just don't seem to be on the same level that they're at. I don't know if it's because of the less uniform style of some of the wrestlers in AEW, but it seems to be a falling off of some of the abilities of these guys that come over from WWE. But back to my point, MJF basically was throwing haymakers at Adam Cole, y'all. MJF, I mean, I felt like when Adam Cole came back with his retort and was coming back on MJF, I feel like some of the stuff kind of like was true that he was saying to MJF, but it was hard to get over all the shit that MJF was saying to Adam Cole. Like, he talked about his physique. He talked about the rumor that he was going to be Keith Lee's manager. He talked about how Vince McMahon didn't see it. And I'll be honest, man, Vince McMahon, and I don't want to go too far for the tangent here because the point is that MJF said during his promo that Vince was right, that he didn't see it at Adam Cole. I'll tell you this much, man. I don't think Vince McMahon could book himself out of a paper bag these days. I just don't. But Vince McMahon still has the eye for talent. Like, don't get it twisted. He's a horrible booker now, but he still got the eye for talent. And the reason I know that is because the guys that he says doesn't have it, they either A, end up injury prone, or B, they end up not being as good as, fans initially think they are. Except LA Knight. So back to his promo, MJF fucking butchered Adam Cole, man. Like I heard Adam Cole talking after MJF, but it was kind of just like MJF crushed Adam Cole so bad that like I couldn't even like really invest in what the hell Adam Cole was saying. I mean, MJF said a lot of shit, man. Like he said his typical shit on there. Vince was right, and his pro WWE verbiage. Talking about taking personal. Of course, obviously MJF is gonna say some shit about Britt Baker, but yeah, man. The whole point is that, and what I'm saying is fire, is that MJF, when he has some material to work with, and I'm talking about the person who he's in the ring with talking about, storylines he could talk about, he's even more top-notch than usual. And this was the case last night when he crucified Adam Cole. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. So, I mean, next, we're going to move over to the mid. All right, let's talk about the mid. The Matt Hardy, Ethan Page storyline. Okay. I'm trying to be nice because I really could have put this shit trash. My heart told me that I should have put this shit trash, but I didn't, because I'm a very big proponent of let's see it play out. But I could have put this as trash just on the strength that this thing Isaiah Cassidy's doing, this Brother Zay, this like he's still doing that shit. Like, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's not funny. It's not. It's cringy as hell. I fucking hate it. Please, it's not. I don't know. Maybe it's catching on with some fans. It ain't catching on with me. I've been watching this shit 25 plus years. It sucks. Okay, it fucking sucks. This Brother Zay thing could have just. I could live the rest of my life without hearing this man moan. I just can't. But that's besides the point. This thing is going on too long. I don't know what they're trying to do. I mean, this turned out any other way than Ethan Page pretending like he's turned a new leaf just to beat the shit out of Matt when he least expected. Can this turn out any other way besides that? I don't know. I don't see Ethan Page as a fucking good guy. That's why I don't know. Like, so I guess Matt Hardy's going to try to reform Ethan Page now. I'm just sick of them interacting with each other. I'm sick of it. I feel like they don't know what the hell to do with Matt Hardy. They don't know what to do with Jeff Hardy. Dude, make them a tag team. Like, how about letting them do the thing that made them fucking legends? Have them in tag team matches. Put them in a picture for the tag team titles. Why are you having them take on personal projects or whatever of reforming wrestlers? You then turn Isaiah Cassidy, who was already floundering as a member of the fake Street Profits. You're taking him, you're making him moan, and now you're just trying to take Ethan Page, who's a great wrestler in his own right, and you're doing nothing with Page. You're doing nothing. I don't know. Maybe they'll move them to Collision. We'll more on that later. The next thing I want to talk about, now this is going to be controversial. So let me try to break this down into 3 parts. The Texas Tornado match. I liked the match. I love brutality. Putting people through tables and shit, cracking them, but sometimes, man, you could bleed too much. Like, and I'm not trying to sound like Vince McMahon or like blood and guts type shit. Like, I'm not trying to sound like that, but I think, okay, maybe it's inexperience on some of the wrestlers' part, but I'm not supposed to know that you bladed during the match. Like, I'm supposed to really think. Now, don't get me wrong. Jungle Boy, because I believe was it Jungle Boy or Hook? I know it was Hook. Hook diving off of the barricade and cracking what's his name? Preston Vance. I think that's his name. Cracking Preston Vance in the forehead with the steel chain. That was a flush shot. It was completely believable that could have busted him open. Completely believable. I could believe that. But we have him turn around and start doing all this and this and that, and it's just like explodes with blood. It's kind of like, then I'm like, okay, he's bleeding too much. Now, I apologize if that shot from the chain really did bust him open that bad. Like, then that really is realistic. And my complaints are just take them, ball them up, throw them out the window. But from where I sit in my somewhat expert trained eye, he bladed. That was just too much fucking blood, dog. Like, it was just too much fucking blood. Like, yeah, you popped on the head. Like, look, I've been attacked before. I've been popped in the damn head, and I bled like a fucking pig. I got hit with a brass knuckle, bled like a fucking pig. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that Hook accidentally cracked the shit out of Preston Vance with the steel chain and then caused him to bleed profusely everywhere. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Let me just put that out there. But yeah, here's another thing that kind of made this match mid. The tearing up the mask shit. Look, Lucha Libre has rules, it has honor, and I don't know, for whatever reason, since the inception of AEW, they've had this thing where, let me tear up his mask, and that just seems like you disrespected Lucha Libre a little bit. Now, if things have changed in Lucha Libre where now tearing up the mask is like something to do, then yeah. And I'm okay with that when you're in the midst of a blood feud with an intense rival and an intense rivalry, and you hate the person so much you want to disrespect them by tearing up their mask and exposing their face and disrespecting their honor as a luchador. Like, I could understand that. But what the hell, what beef does Jungle Boy and Dralistico have where Jungle Boy felt the need to just rip off the man's mask? Now I'm looking at the face. Now I know how the guy looks. I didn't need to know how the guy looks. Like, it kind of just seems stupid and useless. Which, again, AEW, I used the term that I coined about Ricochet. $10 million moves, 10-cent mic skills. AEW, $1 million matches, 10-cent cents, like 10-cent cents, because it doesn't really fucking make sense on a week-to-week basis. The next thing I felt was mid was Konosuke Takatsuka. Fuck, I'm gonna learn how to say his name eventually. And Don Callis. How can I put this? Nobody cares about Takatsuka. Nobody cares about him. Nobody cares. Don Callis is getting heat similar to that of Dominic Mysterio. Like, I honestly, truly believe that Don Callis is the second most hated human being to appear on professional wrestling television after Dominic Mysterio. And that's saying a lot because Dominic gets booed out of the building. That's the type of reaction Don Callis got last night. But that's the thing. This shit is all about Don Callis. It's all about Don Callis. Takatsuka, I hope I'm saying his name right. I really just want to call him Konosuke because that's easier. But I'm going to just say his name. Takatsuka, nobody cares about him, man. Like, and I've watched him week after week, and maybe they care about him in, like, when he goes to Japan, but as far as the United States, I don't think they care about him that much, to be completely honest. I don't think they care about him that much. They're not booking him correctly. Like, you can't book him to be this, him and Don Callis be this Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar type of thing. No. They really should be booking him like Solo Sikoa. I'm being completely honest. He shouldn't try to say shit on the microphone. He should just be silent and attack. Anytime somebody disrespects Don Callis, he's his heavy. He attacks. And then you do that for a while, then there's going to come a time where somebody shows Takashi respect, and then he starts to turn face. Having him come out and like be like, oh yeah, this is the next big thing. He's better than Kenny Omega. He's the next big thing. That's not gonna work out, man. Like, because the guy doesn't talk. Don Callis is the word over? Should I say over? If somebody's like hated, he's like nuclear heat with the fans. Like, the fans don't care that Takashi attacked Kenny Omega or none of that shit. The fans just care about how much they hate Don Callis. And you're trying to get Takashi hated by proxy, and it's not going to work, man. It's just not. The next thing is mid is the women's division of AEW. It's been mid a while. Chris Statlander and Anna Jay, AS. I love Chris Statlander. I love Anna Jay. It just doesn't make sense that Anna Jay got a title shot against Chris Statlander out of nowhere. The last two times I remember seeing Anna Jay, she was losing to Julia Hart. I'm just being honest. Those are the last two times I see Anna Jay. And I kind of just don't understand. I don't understand the logic behind people. Like, if they're going to do it like this, Chris Statlander should have came to the ring, should have put out an open challenge. Anna Jay should have responded. That's how they should have done it. But instead, they just like had a match booked. It just doesn't make sense to me, because to me, for you to get a title shot, you need to be near the top of the, because what's the whole point of AEW introducing win-loss records? Is so it could make sense when certain guys get a shot at the title. So if I have a vivid picture of Anna Jay losing matches, but she gets a shot at Chris Statlander for the TBS women's title, what's the point? What's the fucking point? So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. AEW, as far as talent-wise, AEW has improved in their women's division as far as talent. But they still have a long way to go before they could get there. Then I think there's only, and I'm going to call you out on this, AEW, because WWE gets called out all the time. There's like one women's match last night, I think. Just one. You had one women's match, and then I think you had one backstage promo with the Outcasts, and that was it for the women last night. So, you know, AEW's women division, mid. Now let's get to everybody's favorite part of the show, trash. All right, man. Let me say this. As a man with dreads, I got to call out Swerve Strickland. I got to call him out. I have to. This is the second time since Double or Nothing one of this man's dreads fell out. So now I'm going to have to ask a question. Now I'm going to have to ask a tough-ass question. Swerve Strickland, are those fake dreads? I gotta ask. Because you get hit like this and your dreads fall out. Me the other day, one of my dreads fell out. You know why I fell out? Because it was split. It was like two dreads coming, and I had to do this, and I threw one out. But this is the second time since Double or Nothing that I seen you get hit, and the result of you getting hit was one of your dreads falling out. What's going on, Swerve? I don't know, man. But if your dreads not real, that's fine. I know there's a lot of people out there that have fake dreads. I don't believe in it, but I understand. Dreads can be a cool hairstyle. Sometimes some people don't have the level of patience it takes to grow your dreads. But yeah, Swerve, tighten those things up, buddy. Tighten those things up. The next thing I think is trash. Dumbass tag team names like Jungle Hook. Can we stop with that? Can we stop? It's corny. It's played out. Look, if I had a time machine, I would get in the time machine and go back to, what was it, y'all? Like 09, 2010. I'll go in the time machine to WWE. I would get out of the time machine and I would go up to the WWE producers and I would say, what are you thinking about calling Chris Jericho the Big Show? Jericho? Nah, don't do that, because you're going to create a long lineage of dumbass tag team names when they put two singles wrestlers together. Don't do that. Do not call them Jericho, please. Like everything else, Chris Jericho has also seemed to create dumbass single stars being put together tag team names. Add that to the list of shit that Chris Jericho created. He ain't gonna admit to that one though, because I can't think of a time before Jericho that they were doing that. Taking one half of one guy's name, using the other guy's name, putting them together. They need to stop doing that. And I'm not gonna touch on that too much. You guys know it's dumb. You guys know it's stupid. Just stop. All right. And the last thing I'm gonna say is trash is picture in picture during the main event. Stop doing that. I know there's probably some type of sponsor commitment that you have to fulfill, but if I'm deeply invested into Ricky Starks and Switchblade Jay White, I don't want that to be interrupted by a fucking commercial. I just don't. I don't need to see the commercial. Why don't you put the commercial in picture? Make the commercial small and in the corner and just play the fucking match so I could watch the match, so I could see what's happening. I know nothing big is going to happen during picture in picture. I'm literally taking breaks during picture in picture. They need to stop doing that shit. I mean, it's one of the worst things AEW invented, because WWE, when they do picture in picture, that's something they stole from AEW. They shouldn't have stolen it because it sucks. And then they come back commercial like, well, Tony Khan, he said we're going to stick with this until the time end. Like, no, that doesn't make up for the fact that you went to fucking picture in picture in the first place. Get rid of it. So as far as AEW Dynamite last night, I'm going to go ahead and say that the entire episode was fire. I'm going to say it was fire. A lot of good matches. Dude. I mean, most of the things I said was trash, weren't related to the actual product that they presented on TV. Like, they were just like pet peeves or little things that annoy me. So they technically didn't really have anything that was trash. And some of the things that are mid are also things that just annoy me. Like the Texas Tornado match was still good. Chris Statlander versus Anna Jay was still solid. So, I mean, I don't have too much to complain there. So now it's time for my final thoughts. Quick hits. Collision must be the show for Outcast, because judging by the commercial, it looks like every wrestler that was disgruntled or not on TV or not getting along with other wrestlers, they're going to dump them all in Collision. And I wonder what's going to happen with that. Or is Collision going to have its own set of titles? We'll see. It's going to be interesting. Forbidden Door is shaping up to be a hell of a card. Just with the Okada Danielson match, that's going to set the chain off right there. Like, that's going to be fucking awesome. Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, that's going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait to see what other matches they add to Forbidden Door. Hook, they need to do more of a Hook. I don't like this Jungle Hook shit. I don't like the idea of Hook being in the tag team. Hook should already be in more high-profile feuds. Hook is a future star. Just got to book the guy right. Do not waste Hook's talent or his time putting him in a match in a tag team with Jungle Boy. Those guys, if anything, should be feuding. If they're tagging to eventually feud, I'm down with that. So I'll take the wait-and-see approach, but please do more with Hook. Tony Khan announcing that the main event for the first episode of Collision is going to be FTR CM Punk versus Bullet Club Gold. Juice Robinson, Switchblade White with Samoa Joe. That sounds like it's going to be an absolute banger of a match. But I don't think, at least I don't need a special announcement from Tony Khan every week when him standing in front of the plain blue background and all that shit. Just announce it online. Fans are still going to eat the shit up. Jay White was able to get the dub against Ricky Starks. I'm still not impressed with the way Jay White is being booked since he's been in AEW. Once again, if he was going to get booked like this, he should have just went to WWE. If they're just going to treat him like a glorified mid-carder, because that's what they're doing in AEW, and they need to knock that shit off because Jay White is a fucking star. And that's all I got to say about that. Please do more with Jay White. I hope the Guns join the Bullet Club Gold. I personally think that the Guns will be an amazing fit for Bullet Club Gold. I feel like they look the part. They fit the part. I feel like it will boost them in their profile, being a part of Bullet Club Gold. So that's something I hope happens. I hope there's not something stupid like, oh, we have beef with Ricky Starks, because just join Bullet Club Gold. I think that should be good for them and good for the group itself. I feel like if you're going to have Bullet Club in AEW, you need to go all the way in with Bullet Club. They need like 8 dudes to be a part of their stable. They got to roll deep. That's the Bullet Club way. Right now, it's just Jay White and it's just Juice Robinson. They need more people. I think the Guns should be the first people to join Jay White and Juice Robinson. So that's it, y'all. Hopefully we can keep doing this more often. We're going to keep trying to improve the channel. Check out the Crimson Mask podcast. We can call it the Crimson Pod. Y'all want to call it the Crimson Pod? Let's do it. With Ty, the Young Lion Fulton. The next episode that you see from us will either be an episode of 5 Minute Trash for SmackDown with Petey Stunt, or it's going to be another episode of the Crimson Mask podcast with Ty Fulton. Stay tuned. As for me, you guys will see me this upcoming Monday when I do 5 Minute Trash for Monday Night Raw. All right, guys. Stay safe, be safe, and remember, always talk about pro wrestling with an attitude. This is Crimson Mask.